Anope Edeba KFM TV eso ende mebo so menida etoso eduono miensa ewa fimpinu ni eduono enum emu emre asosen sema anope yabo ano efri emaimo no yede ebeso se KFM TV News na anope njumekuo bi adaroma ano moboye chidom ma yede anopa news yede ebeso asida enkonfama KFM Musical Center so pe instrument papa abo asori ana ojumedie bi ase so ye DJ uye event planner na ope instrument ebetimi abomuye papa adiama ode a KFM Musical Center nkwa ana no pay make for a day amount one crime antem hanu kopiem ewa akra zongole na womu ebutu hosa enso so ana santimantem womu ewo edum womu ni Sambra Hotel no ana ebo nhwenim a no pay womu ebo yechidoma yedi newsi yedi ebesomo sa enso ana talent microfinance enso eyesika krabia ba ede amo bibia so ya nkwankra dwumiko asori ana se we oditoni na opebia ya ubetimi edu sika sie na oda obeda wasum ebedwo ana se oyi obi a oton ade na opebosia ede ahye we dwumanimu a talent nkwa ana mekanfo ede ama oba wo mo de bosia nbe ma na nsi ho no so kitue bi a obetue wie sesi a talent for enso eboye chidoma ede anopa ne osi ye de ebesom wo hwehwe mo chi akwan a ubepie mu ewo nkramantem ha wo mo branches ne bebre na wo mo woni ma wo mo sek wo mo akra wo mo bia ye bebre a obetimi akoho na odi sika ekosie mu ewo ho mantam edu no wo mo ahyatani ne mu anope wo mo so ebo ye chidoma ye di newsi ye de ebesumo asida biom enkonfama dada bate cab eton phones ene ho accessories so pe Infinix iPhone Samsung Tecno Yam Itel ni anwodwoni etwimo dada bate cab wonsa ebeka phones ni ne bi ene ho akade bi te se charger battery earpod earpiece ni ano dada bate cab ewo bi edema anope womo so ebo ye chijo ma edi news ye de ebesumo asida kese nkoma sanjumeko we na sanope womo eso yasne ma edi KFM TV News no ye de eba besumo mekai wo sanopa news etwego ewo ye abe fontentam video ni so Facebook and YouTube KFM TV channel to betimi akoho na wakohwe bi no ahye na wa like na wo de wadwenche no de egu ase amai kama ewo so betimi enso follow me TikTok Maame 682 Facebook Maame Esi sa enso ana IG enso Maame Esi obetimi akona videos ahudo egu wono na wakọ like na wo wadwenche so de go ase amame kama ewo sa na no pensem no de ebedi mo akotine ebiene se anodon pre de nsem bi abetudwa wode kwama aban efa district assembly wo common fan no sa enso ana Professor Jena na Opoko Ajiman enso eden sembi abetudwa wode kwama Ibrahim Mahama so wotimi born homode supporting wo ma na woda yare empemo anope ye de dwede ensem enso ebeka ho ede ama na ama ejako enso abekasa ede afa ensem bi eho yebedomo esuko yede anije de ensem ebeka ho ede ama KSM enso ede ensem bi aba montene mo ebusuafo we ne ensem ene afoforo pi anope yabo ana mede ebesomo se KFM TV News na mekai wo sanope edin ameje so ene Maame Esi Nkrumah medane me ho sema aba me ba me hye ensem nase ede ama Adeshmamba mekoso ekai wo se KFM TV News anano pay wajibre etu TV ho ehwe na news ye abe fontentan video ni so uko Facebook KFM TV GH uko YouTube so KFM TV GH wetimi akoho se onam kwan ho se otika mo wo fa phone na no abo KFM TV GH na wakoho na wakohwe news bi na wa share na wa like na wa dwenche no so udi gu ase ama kama eho samrebe ma yebekenkan ni nia ede ama wo sa wetimi akoho eko follow yen enso ho sa ye hyansem na se anope ede ama odi a minority chief whip Frank anodon pre ede abetudwa wode sobo ebo aban se wetimi ache ama district assembly common fan no wo monsa entimi enkan ya wode kokobo kwa mama wo chem se sadewe ade a ache ye papa penu ti aban enhwe na wonye bibi emfa ho
these taxes, and yet you are flouting the statutory payment that the law mandates that you have to pay. And let me tell you, as I told you earlier on, they are doing all the evil things in their first year. And because they think that they have the goodwill of the people, this is the time for them to do all these things. But the implications are there. If common fund is not released, the assemblies are denied of the oxygen to do local governance and to go ahead and prosecute what they have to do. Health insurance is not being paid, get fund is not being paid, and everybody is quiet. I want to ask questions. Where is the taxes that the administration has collected? Why are they not making payment? I did not just come out to talk about this. I've gone to the Common Fund Administrator. They are sitting there idle. The newly appointed Common Fund Administrator is sitting in his office idle. You can do your checks. The assemblies don't have the money. The NHIS, they don't have the money. Get Fund, they do not have the money. And everybody is quiet. This cannot be entertained. And you see, I'm surprised because Atu Forson, my good friend, he once upon a time was a member of parliament. He appreciates all these matters. And if you look into the budget, they have said that 80% of the assembly, the common fund, will be sent straight to, I don't know if you remember, 80% of the DACF funds will go to the assembly straight. And they had accused the previous government that, payments were being honored in Accra and the monies were not going to the sources as was earmarked and thought through. Now you come into office, 5
Adeshimamba Minority Chief Whip eye anodompe wono ana wodi nsem we na etu edwa ewo saye to ansem ne so e de amamo anopedia e de mukopie mo ewo ayawa so eye central na beto dwa se ndoada eye basabasa ye esi wo ho ni ane se MCA a wo mo eyi no wo ho no eno ana supporters bi a wo mo edi NDC ameni okonechi enso echim se sa second process ya wo mo de hihye so eye nipa wo mo yi no wo mo ni enje ho enu nti ana nam so amasa Sabasaye esi wo ho a ende na enya asem keto akwa canopies ene no ma wo mbubu ne de na esewani ense katwe yenkohwe mra sabasaye esi ye no ebi This is our leader. This is the one.
Musa, this is for no Mumaya, no, your friend says, I want to bet me about it. Mobi says, I want to bet me about it. Obian and the Muba and Mano to Quanamuti, Obiasi or two, at your one airpair. So we cost to buy for my airpair or two, Yabu boy airpair or two, because on one name party, on any bread, Yanuna bread. Yanu to Abre Yanimadia, no to no votes. You're blocking a beer. We not two, no vote. One night, Mudo Blaba. You know, if I don't do or two, we not two, no voting. And I'm catching them. Commando to Noir.
yentu aba
party nu commando
ya brama party ya bre ama party nu ye commando tu na ye de commando tu ni on ma aha yentu aba
when commando tu no ono
chama o wonu
ndisi chama
wa
na ye otu na ka se otu anko
ye na bo 5 ma rawu
ye na otu ase na nim rawu ye ni otu ase na nim rawu
because of rawu amana boy entu o entity sama na boy entu o nende
candidate ben an kamo be say
ya pe otu arabo otu no
Adeshima benti same way ana wodigo kwan wo mo chese otu wonu a na mo pena so mkofo bi foforo ba enya ade a wo mbeto abaye e wo hosa ye de mo to aso akonsem from dia eye Catherine Afeko na wo ye former Minister of State Edema Office of the President no ana ode abetudwa wo chem se sisi ade NPP ameni okun bia ya wo mo crossroad na se ye kan ho se Ghana ha no eye amanyon seme na se abato no eye circle ekwa na asan ebesi no de wo gide se NPP ameni okun no wombe sign abetina subium wo my Ghana same way Catherine Afeku wono anode to nsɛmtwofo ina enim.
So given the chance, what will you do to unite the party? I'm asking on the back of what we saw happening during the thank you tour, even arguments pouring in on whether or not Bawumia should be the one to lead the thank you tour. Some people still within the party are just a focus in points, talking about how some members of the party want to bring down Bawumia. So many things happening right now. Some people withdrew from the thank you tour. The NPP, from the perspective of many Ghanaians, look untidy right now. Not united. So given the chance,
the key word.
What will you do?
I would be on the clarion call to get people to unite. For me, as a mother, as a veteran, as a member of parliament, former, a minister of state, former, I think I have the latitude, based on the experience, to just advise, but with humility, that let's unite. You know, when you go through grief, defeat is grief. You have to get yourself together, and you take courage to encourage others that look, it's okay, we've been through this before. Don't forget, in 69 when Busia left, we were in the wilderness for 30-something years. We came back together. So you have to remind the younger generation, the young people who are so devastated that look, we've been through this before. The NDC was not in office. They were home for 8 years and way before. So it's nothing new, but it will take time. You can't just brush it under the carpet. This is real. It's like grief. You've lost something, and you have to allow people to grieve. And then when they have healed, you quickly come back together. And that is the stage we are. We need to come back together, close ranks, and diminish the blame game. For me, that is what I can say with all humility, that, you know, and especially us women, we console, we bring people together, and we use our experiences to get people on board. MPP is not like in tatters. It's a party at a crossroads, but we will bounce back. You can mark it, we will bounce back. We have to have that kind of faith and fervor that, yes, NDC is in power. They have goodwill now. But remember, it's a cycle. No party stays in power forever. So they have to keep this in mind, that we have to be very calm, very united, get back to the drawing board, do the competition, because competition is part and parcel of democracy. And whenever we are done with the competition, quickly close ranks and
Adeshimamba nsemwe ana maame eye Catherine Afeku wode to dwa emra woni nsɛmtwofo ehia etwetwe nkomo yedemo konsem fufuma anopedia endrada ana ebeto dwa se yankasa ye mampeni abedi etwe eye vice president Professor Jenana Wopoku Ajiman ebeto dwa se na ne ho emfa ne kakra no enam so ema no akọ ahomgye ewo UK mine minendra da anobo ne ho modin ebepie mo ewo my Ghana ha Ghana yenso yensa asan aka ye vice biom a wo bebu edwuma ye papa ewo my Ghana ha nendra wode nsem bi etudwa wode asida kese ekọ ediama eye Ibrahim Mahama wo chese papa abone ho modin ye papa mra na woda ya rempem a wo UK man mono eye Ibrahim Mahama ebo ne homodin eye noma bebre na edema na wo hwe se ade bia wo hia emra wo akwantom no ne nsa ebetimi aka wo chese wo de asida kese ene eko ede ama Ibrahim Mahama yenti ensem bia eye Maame Jane Mensah wo de to edwa.
I want to say thanks to God. His mercies have been infinite, as always, and I'm very grateful. I express gratitude to the medical staff too, for seeing the right thing, for making the right proposals. And to my boss, that day, I don't know where you appeared from, but he came and quickly set in motion what we needed to do. And I also want to thank all of you, your prayers, for your good wishes. I can't be thankful enough. I'm very grateful. But I need to isolate beyond family and friends, your brother, Mr. Ibrahim. He stopped at nothing to ensure that I had what I needed. And then he also came to the hospital. He came to sit by me, and that was healing by itself. So, my little boss, I'm very, very grateful. So I'm very happy to be back. And there's so much that has happened that we all need to do. And I know that with our collective will, we'll do much more for our country.
Ebusia for Professor Jane na Opoko Ajeman our Vice President ewo my Ghana hanin sema wodi tuja enie na mra no de ne sem ebe wiye no ana yankasa ye mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama enso edi tuja wo chem se mampani abedi eche Jane na Opoko Ajeman sa wasan abo my Ghana ya ade aneni agiye papa nkranhye sem ene ndigede sem ede aman wo chese ma wo koye no gap kese ene beda mrahye bedwafia eno na enya asem ketwa eho wo chese wono de obone humodin adwuma ye papa no wosan edit dwa wo chem se dom kuma a wo mo ewo mrahye bedwafia ebom humodin senka wo be impeach no nemum wono mampani John Dramani Mahama emra Jane na no Opoko Ajeman ekoye no ade a space kese ene beda mrahye bedwafia sesi a wasan abade nani agiye papa yinti ensemi mampani John Dramani Mahama enso editudwa.
I particularly have missed you because even traveling out of the country has been difficult. They've threatened to impeach me for for going to Togo when you were away. So you are warmly welcome. We are grateful to all the staff outside there who looked after you. Our embassy staff in London. I came there myself, and you told me how courteous they had been and how they had been of help.
Usiafo some way ana President Ghana mampani John Dramani Mahama to Dramani Jane na Opoko Ajeman awoye mampani abediche ebepie mo ewo my Ghana ha yedemo consent from their ankane Attorney General Godfrey Dame abetudwa wo chem se emra NPP amenu ko no edi nkuko ewo afimpinu ni eduno ennan abato etu ye wo my Ghana ha no ono de ya ade a ne law firm na wo suesua no ade abo ne ye papa masesi a wetimi gina ne nan so brane a enye asem keto ansem we ankane Attorney General Godfrey Dame wono so ana de beto Ghana fo nyina eni
2009 and some of us we had our practice tried and so for me the only change is of course office that I hold, but in terms of law practice it's business as usual because always maintain for me it was a professional office in a way, even though the Attorney General wears two hats, Minister of Justice, by virtue of which he sits in cabinet. The private functions of the Attorney General essentially are law related to the use of law and ensure that there's sufficient administration of justice in the country. So I enjoyed it, and I still enjoy law practice, just as I did before I went into government.
So the wasn't difficult. I mean, the books coming back, going to court, and being on the defense side rather than being on prosecution.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, as I've said before, we only was on the permanent office. There we are certain. Yes, we are kind of be attended for life. So, yes, the only difference is the kind of service that was rendered. That was public service. But now it is private law practice. And so I can charge you fees to enforce it to me. But of course, I will not.
No, that happens. It should be right? A lot of people knew you from your days at Ecofather Permanent Code. Is that partners you know, it's been there while you were still at Ecofather?
So interestingly, Daniel Partners has been cooperated since 2017.
Wow.
I was at Ecofather Permanent Code, started from 3rd October 2020, 2003. And then by 2017, after 14 years of practice with the corporate role, I thought that was time to go and establish my own law firm. So indeed, in January 2017, I incorporated Maame Partners with a view to moving into private practice from a different chamber. That's my own chamber.
So this is not a process to
definitely not. The documents of incorporation are there. I formed it in 2017, but consistent with my virtues, I decided to build on ice, essentially. I did not have a law firm activated because right after I incorporated, the president nominated me as deputy and state director. So I said, well, I did not want a situation where conflict of interest, whereby my law firm will engage in cases. People will say that I'm assigning cases from levels to my law firm and that kind of thing. So I decided to just keep it on ice. There was no practice at all. So right after we lost power, not after we lost power, right after we officially exited office, I revived the office. So we didn't know time by a month or so. I took a month's rest. Thereafter, I obtained my success license, chamber registration license.
Ebusia for anything same way and ankane attorney general Godfrey Dame editu demra woni nsempio for share etwetwe nkomo ye gina mo nseme so na ye twa ye ho akogya aboafo nkrato abaye ba ye beto ansem ne so ediamo
Medo benami Ghana duko do ajaple ho duko kata. Nye chonya nya de venami cho Talent Microfinance Limited gajradopa. Mie wona susu savings, adishare, school buafo, cashback, ple bubwa okata. Menye be egajom de mi agbo la letie tomegbeko ateun aho gadodo. Kenenye be egajom vivi la nenye be o gahia ola atenwa ava de ogai kene hia fa.
Tanenye be mi foncho mi afa jom yo kenye mi afa gadodo nyawa. Business loan elemiashi, church finance elemiashi, salary loan elemiashi, eye bubo li kenye personal loan. Nenye be mi foncho business loan enye gadodo ikemie nana asichalao nenye be washiba keke alum eleswe we have talent ni pepegede nwo nenye washigba lesua ne woge wo kekegede ji to talent pomonu ome nenye be mi ponchu mi afa salary loan enye gado mo mi ke mi vuna mi afa jirudu dola nke ga nyu he ya va talent wo pay slip pe bank statement ye kwenye nwi hia o na kokko ho salary loan le rate mi to keke akeji church financier personal loan va nenye habobo masoli hama eji fufofo sankuo jitao olila ashibobwe kekeake mie flegeno na no hem v choji nto jinwade bare kwereka mo npopo kai ganyu heya talent kuna po heya ole chagbagba na do tare talent bena wo gado mo nwa anobobo enami akpenami
etibe yanya fi ke talent la
Talent Microfinance Jengo amegan shipe ape letina tejipo hotame
mi ape Kapomoyenya 050-129-1298. Hello, 050-128-9119. Talent. Oga Kwamanu Banta.
Talent Microfinance, your channel of wealth.
Ebusiafo yesan emamu ina kwaba edamu asesa no pemugu so etimu TV ho ehweke FM TV news mekoso ekai wo se news etwego ewoye abe fontentam feed no so Facebook and YouTube KFM TV GH no so betimi akoho na wakohwe bi na wa share na wa like na wa dwenche no so de egu ase amaye kama oho saye to ansem ne so ede amamude a mahebedwane a owo Clote Kole Abaton Pesua so Zinato Ajiman Rollins no anendrada wo born humode ekopie mu ewo Osu Beach Alata electoral area I wo Clote Kole Abaton Pesua so na me ko lagun ye ho efi ene noma bi egugugu ho no neni anje ho a wo twem se wo so bia ema na ho die ensem no ejina ne nan si ye papa na sade a obehu ye ade aneni anje ho krakran semwe onmonya for Zinato Rollins Ajiman wono anawode etudra.
From a lot of assemblies, and they also have to take the issue of the management of their solid waste seriously. Otherwise, we will get overwhelmed in this assembly, and it will just become a very pointless exercise of constantly cleaning up other people's waste. So I think that's where collaboration with your colleagues comes in and see.
Yeah, my MP has just said, the waste that we have here is coming from other municipalities, and what we need to do as a community, we need to work and collaborate together with the MCA, try and see whether they can also do some work upstream there to curtail the waste that is flowing. But anytime they do it, the cost is to us. Yeah. So we need to do a collaborative effort in trying to clean up there first before it gets to this place. So we'll work at it. At least now that we are all looking at the challenges we have based on the debris that comes from up there, we need to work at it and try and find a solution to it. Sometimes the solutions are very difficult, but we need to look at how we can mitigate it, not to create more problems for us. So work together with other municipalities and see how best we can up again on this particular problem. Thank you.
Adeshimamba same way anampenifo no editudwa eho samoche se wo mu bebo mo homoden aye adwuma ama saade we ya omko huye no omuntimi ensan be hu ni biom yede mo to ansem ne so anope akonsem fufuro mu dia penifo edi abetudwa ene Ghana man peni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama edi abetudwa wo mu etwim sesesi adomo yi July bosomene da etoso baako edi esi ho se National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving wo 1st January 2025 ma mu chese sa holiday we afibia wo mu de be hihye so wo my Ghana wo mu chese afi we die no edin a eda so reflect reset and renew for national prosperity edin we ene eda so which is 1st January, 1st July 2025 no holiday no National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving ewo my Ghana yena ye beka wom edin paye ewu kwan ye papa se ne be my Ghana enso betimi enya ne fa ho de same way anampenifo enso ede abetudwa.
The president, as part of his efforts in forging unity and bringing us all together, has set up a committee to plan the National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving. The theme for the event is reflect, reset and renewal for national prosperity. And as part of our efforts, we are engaging the various ecumenical bodies to solicit their support. After all, it's their program. And so we came here to meet a joint committee of the Christian Council and the Catholic Bishops' Conference, and we've engaged them anywhere there. You saw that the engagements were very fruitful, and then they prayed for us and encouraged us. So that's why we're here.
Okay, you gave some dates.
Yes, it's on the 1st of July. So on the 1st of July at 10 a.m., all Christians will gather at the forecourt of the State House from 10 a.m., 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then subsequently at 12:30 p.m., all Muslims will gather at the forecourt of the National Mosque for their prayers till 2 p.m. So those are the two programs.
Is it a holiday? A public holiday?
Most like the president would speak on that. I don't have the authority and mandate for that, but the president will subsequently speak on that. But the interesting thing is that this time around it's going to happen simultaneously in all the 16 regions and all the 275 districts as well. So that is going to happen. That's the major difference. That as it's happening in Accra, it will be happening in all the 16 regions and in all the districts. So we're going around speaking to all the major stakeholders to get their inputs and involvement.
With regard to sustainability, how are you going to sustain this?
So as the program evolves, we believe that, I'm sure you got a feedback, with time, the Christian and Muslim community will themselves be able to take over and run it. But as a government of the day, the government has to initiate it and start. So as the program evolves, it will take its own shape and form. We're going to have a media launch next week, Thursday, on the 29th at the International Conference Center. The time is what, 9 a.m.? 9 a.m. So we expect to see you, our friends in the media there.
My question would be, why is this important at this time?
A country does not just develop based on the mechanics, agriculture, economics, and all those things. A country develops on the soul of the people. When you have a country where the people are united, pursuing a common vision, it helps to accelerate the progress of the country. If you look around and you do all your research, all the countries that have grown and overcome their challenges, there came a point where they had to, in spite of all their differences, we cannot all have the same mind. You have Christians, you have Muslims, MPP, NDC, etc. But there is something that must hold us together. So that day is for all of us to sit down, you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, whatever religion, or you don't even believe in anything, you have to reflect.
Adeshimamba enunti semwe anampenifor editu dwa ha wo mo eche mo se wo July bosumene da etoso ba kono National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving service ene be koso e wo my Ghana watch 16 regions ni nia disajumedi ebe hehye so Christians for na ye omudi anopa no wotwe ekompem no ndu a omu wi anampepe for no so de omudi atoa so ekopem dumye no wo hosa ebusuafo enunti semwe ana omudi betudwa ye demo consent from dia bese endamiensa ana Accra mayor ani Ghana penny for this one which say the congestion no ana wo mode hihye so wo my Ghana hadwadifo ani adetonfo a wo mote kwan ho eton ade wo mu yi omu ina ede afi wo no ana betudwa se okopie mu wo Accra Cocoa board hona wo mokopa mu ina efi ho echi no wo masan aso mu noma hodo mo ton no ana ho ene wo masan akose dwai biom wo ho sa che se de mpenifo ye no wo mo de o mante wo mo si wo mo nteye de mo beye no wo mebundua de egu o masoma enye de a ombe free wende na o masan free ho china na ye bon pa ese Accra mayor wo besan assign na chibiom akọ ende ekodu ho na woje wo noma na wankase wa bechechim yenya ntie se Greater Accra Regional Minister Maame Oklo de abetudwa watwa sika no sombu 2000 Ghana cedis ana odi ato a woche se wa ebe hu se wakohedwa wo kwan ho no ubetua sa sika ina so mo de samra ne yedwuma wo my Ghana ha migiri se eno ade bia ebetimi aboa ma sa de tonfo wo mo noma ye bepam mo amasan akohehye wo ho no won be yini nia de free ho ho san no ntin semwe anna empenifo de abetudwa enche bia Accra mayor wo besan assign chi akọ hobium na okopa mo san kofo we na efu esan se wo se nkan Accra ene Ghana etimi eti na se yanye sa de we ebeden ana nkan etimi aye krojen ebusuafo no ntin semwe ana ye de abesom wo ho sa ye de mo to ansem ne so akọ nsem from the Ghana National Fire Service and so de kokobo abetudwa wo modi kwama public ni ase sansem keka ekwo so se wo mo notice any wo recruitment notice no aba no wo mo echim se no kwa bia enimenu ti wuti bia na wabo atu egu na sadia wo mo de abetudwa no kwa bia enim report no echim se nkofu kobi ana wo mo abo mo homoden ede sa notice abetu yo chese ye fake notice ana wo mo de abo mo nuti wo mo hwe o mo huye no mo anje sanse mo na endi ehose no ti Ghana National Fire Service for ana wo mo de abetudwa ehosa ye de mo ekọ nsɛmfufum anopedia Ghanaian media personality ba ko friend say Arnold Ella Venyon enso de abetudwa wo chem say si ade okopie mu wo Mangwase traffic light a wo mo che say kronfo ene kronosem ana ekoso ho ye papa wodwen ho a wonti ase wo che say sade we ade a akoso ho acha si ade wo sempenifo tim hwe na wo mu bibi efa ho nsem we Arnold Ella Venyon wono ana odi tudwa.
Unscrupulous people, in fact, wicked people, enemies of the state, have come to steal the entire setup that controls the traffic lights and perhaps this solar panel I am standing under. Look, there's nothing in it. We managed to come in. I am sure the same way we came in, that's how the thief came in as well. The lie my son. And the only thing you have in is rubbish. Instead of the control unit being here, I'm pretty much sure it's the control unit. Because look, there's a cable here that I want to believe connects to it. Yes, it's been cut. This one has been cut. And it's full of rubbish. Oh, Charlie. Currently, I am at Awoshi Mangwase traffic light. This is a very popular traffic light in fact, on the Banyard to Pokwase Road. And loads of accidents have happened here. People have been hit by cars here because of this dysfunctional traffic light. In fact, so many people have been hit with motorbikes, with cars over here because you would have to calculate and cross because there's no traffic light to safeguard you. Usually in the mornings and also around 3-4 p.m. when school children close, there has to be someone here with flags to help the school children to cross the road, this very spot. Now, this is what we found out. I have the unit committee here. He knows much about this place. And interestingly, this is what he tells me. Some unscrupulous people, in fact, wicked people, enemies of the state, have come to steal the entire setup that controls the traffic lights and perhaps this solar panel I am standing under. Look, boss, how did you discover that this has been stolen?
We've been having reports from commuters that we should report to the authorities for them to fix the traffic lights. But we've written so many letters, but we are not getting a result.
Oh, you've actually written letters?
Yes, to the assembly, to wherever.
And no response?
No response.
When did you write these letters? This year?
Last year.
Last year?
Last year.
You sent several letters?
Several letters.
And no response?
Yes, individuals have sent and assembly members have also sent as proper authorities.
What is your position here?
I'm the unit committee member for Awoshi Electoral Area.
You are the unit committee member
yes.
for Awoshi Electoral Area. And even from your outfit, you send letters?
Yes.
And nothing has been done?
Nothing has been done.
How long has this traffic light been off?
My memory is it's getting to 2 years.
Getting to 2 years?
Yes.
It's never been fixed. What is the accident situation here like?
We get calls from people. Sometimes you will be sleeping at midnight and you'll be called. A car has knocked someone. You have to, as a committee member, you have to come and arrange for the body to be taken to the hospital. Sometimes they might not be dead. They might be hurt. You have to rush them to Akaway. That is the nearest facility close to us.
I think there's been some demonstration here before.
Yes, we've done several demonstrations. The first demonstration we did here was in 2020.
Right.
When one of our key area guys was knocked down by a car here. All the youth came, we did demonstration then.
Did he die?
Yes. So. May he so rest in peace. We lost him in 2020. Because of this traffic light.
The same traffic light.
Yes.
And since then, it hasn't stopped. You keep losing lives here. In fact, I know someone who was knocked down by a vehicle here. Wisdom, Sakwiti, may your soul rest in peace. Yes, I think early this year or somewhere last year, late last year.
We've had so many.
Ebusia for anunti same way ana Arnold Ella Venyon ekopie mu ewo Awoshi Electoral Area no wodi to dry e was almost 24 say traffic light amoche say asay be senfie bebre no wo mo ncho mani enkohwe na mo siesie famom no mo chese yade a edi ni pe wiye papa ewo hosa yede mo konsem fufuru mo anope dia edi mo kopie mo ewo winiba ene ne importem na mo beto dwa se professor Amedeke a wo ye lecturer ewo University of Education winiba wo mo chese ni body emra wo free mu no ni body no ade a wo mo etu se secretly no nipa ko bi akosie body ne ewo ni fie a eho jihadi a eno so wo winiba a mo chese sisi ade no ana wo mo ekohu wo se mra wo mo ye hwehwe mu de efa ne ho mra wo yira be se fie bebre no sisi ade we ana mo kohu no ewo hosa
Na boy o ko free da me o ko na bro ko free da me
ebusuafo anu nti arehosem we anna yede abetudwa amamosa eye lecture wo winiba wono ni body ana mokohunu ewo ni fie sa yegina ensem we so na yada ne hosima abaye ba yede ensem no eko edwedi Adeshimamba yedemo ekwadwedi ensem dia nana ama ejakon ede abetudwa award ensem we ekwama Ghana mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Ministry of Finance wo mo bom hombode Mra Rollins nyankopon enfa ne kranse ye mampani dada wenya ne baby eko ye Jerry John Rollins Mra wote so wo my Ghana ha no ye approach ene noma hudo bi a wodi gu kwan ma Ghana etimi ejina ne nice no eno anana ama ejako etwem se wo se sesia aban omotes no mo fasa approach ni bi no mo de hwe magana etimi ejina ne nan so ema no ma ne bo ayede no omotimi etetu so ye papa wo chese wo se mo de afutuo kese ene nsem ka edoso ekoma traders a wo mo ewo magana se ne be a ombetimi aboa ema no ma ne bo akostro no omotimi atetini nya so ede amaye nti nsem we nana ama eja ko no ana wode abetudwa ewo hosa
Finance Minister ya ma mo mre Any Rollins stand there was your use money at yesim. I attack force no was mutisima, and was so mutisim near Shedra di Fono. Sawamunua, almost sorry MPP Pieton Wamushin Chadum, Bonequana Womutimono, near force of no Martinama Bosso, because Omuntimi enjoy MIS Yembre. Tamana moto to Nema boom 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 boom, Namo train. Moon train even a week in po, what 2 dear woman, a dear, and when you made a tumor was out tomb. Otum omutu niema boom 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 okoto oil okoto ade e niema no kwa ye no Ghana ha kwa na wose hwe ne sa niema na Unilever no mo ne ada niema na wose ye eno de wose kwa bia so ye hye wo mo ma wo mo teso niema kakase ba kwa be nam 24 enam 24 ni 25 wose ye teso niema na ye wo Ghana wose ye teso ne ba ye chi Abe famaka 4 cities, Eddie accord 10 cities, 11 cities. Afamaka CSS cities, Eddie accord 25 Ghana cities, and then the audacity said Dr. Bomiafi said, oh, opposition, oh, moral rights, so a lecture Ghana for about the economy. Dr. Baumia, you should be the last person, the least, and the Ghana economy here, Kasa, Dr. Baumia be because Dr. Baumia is the Jeffo. Dr. Baumia Ghana Brosa.
Ebusiafo anu ti nana ama eja ko nsem a wodi tu dwane wo chese mampeni dada abedi echi Dr. Mahmoud Baumia wonu na nka wo so ye nipa wo twato okra Ghana yesikasem wo betimi abeka bibi de afa esan se wo yesisifo ye papa na sansem we ni se wodi nanompo ebeto Ghana yesikasem emo esan se mra wo moma akwanya no mo entimi anye bibi afam wo my Ghana na sesi amoto opposition no eno ana mo be lecture Ghana for de afa yesikasem ho anansem we nanama eja ko no anode abetudwa ye to ansem ne so de akonsem fufrom dia eye acting CEO de Ghana Chamber of Mines Ahmed eye Dasana enso de abetudwa wo chem sesi ade mining firms ahodo a wo mo ewo my Ghana ha eye krado se wo betua eye taxes ahodo de aboa wo my Ghana nemu wo sempeni for de nhihye ne no mapa bi egu kwa mu se ne be betimi aboa wo mo soso amom adwuma no etimi ejina so nsem we acting CEO the Machimba Ghana Chamber of Mines and our day abetu edra.
Well, it's okay. But it has to be balanced because how much is more and how much do you think
pay more in terms of taxes?
Well, how much is
more
revenue?
Yes. So if you're paying 4%, how much you pay about maybe 5% or even 6%
so that's or
10%, right?
It has to be looked at across because it's not all mining companies that are making a lot of money. Some were actually barely surviving, and because the gold price has now increased a bit, they're able to manage. So you have to discuss. That's it. Mining companies are not averse to paying taxes or supporting the host countries to get more, but it's based on discussions, understanding where they come from, where you want to go, and see how you can work together. What companies usually are nervous about is the suddenness of the change. Supposing that you know that royalties is 5%, you're paying royalties of 5%. The gold price has gone up. Government wants to increase the royalties. I mean, you can be engaged. So we see that. Then you can look at the whole thing and see that how much percent should I add? Should it just be royalty that I need to tweak? Should I look at something else? So companies are open to discussions on that because gold prices is volatile. So can you imagine you put so much on it, on the taxes, and the prices drop? Are you going to start removing the taxes? As I say, you need to be careful how fast you go and how high you push. Otherwise, in the end, what you want to get, you might not get. Because look, the more you tax companies, it might affect reinvestment. It might affect a lot of profit. And once affect profit, then companies are not able to get more. And then once companies are not getting more, they can't pay the money that you want. So it's something.
Ebusiafo ye demo to ansem ne so akonsem fufum dia demo ko agudie ensem emu Maxwell Asabre de abetudwa wo chim se wonu de onya kwanya ne se wo bedi Ghana Football Association mi che GFA nima wo bebo ne humode ahwa ma players ahodo mo wo my Ghana ha wo mo ebo Ghana Premier League no a wo mutu kwan kwa man fufum join ni wo mo club no wo chese so benya sa akwanya no wo my Ghana wo mpene ema sa de ne enko so esanse mpempi na so mo wo mo local team na performance wo se mo timi di gu kwan ema boboko no wo man mu no gina so no wo mo enye sane mo mo ko wo mo foreign league ni mu a no mo abom homoden ho no ana ochi mu se onu de so nya kwanya na asa de na ekoso no enya ade a wo be ma ho kwan de biara dan semwe Maxwell Asabre wo no ana odi tudwa
any me Ghana Football Association Ghanaian player bia ube free ya mu ako any African country uko sawa don't come back to our league.
My man Mary Lanche.
No, but don't come here. Na league na wo free mu ko no be just uko na ko sandia no what the league na Mary Lanche. Uri Lanche we na ye yama na wasako. I will never allow any such player unless you break into the European market. To say a free ban ye anye ya come back and dem tiase.
Okay.
So I say, okay. And mu ko na mu ko sawia mu free league ni mu league ni eye basa wie na mu kwa na mu ko na mu compete favorable there na mu ko nya strong opponents a mu timi no mo empe position na makosa mu wie a na masa ba say I'm relaunching my career. Hwa kompoku die
one example yeah.
There Evans can no pay. Warriors.
Yeah.
Adeshima mba nsemwe ana Maxwell Asabre wode etudwe ho sa yegina ne nseme so ne adane ye ho sima abayeba ye de mu ko enigede nsem emu. Yademo ekwa ni jedensem dia KSM eye kweko sintim wono so edensem bi abetudwa wochim se won de emme ka se no wo radio experience no intro ano de beto Ghana fo inanim semwe ana wo de etudwa hosa.
I overheard that Vibe FM is looking for programs. I said, oh really? So I went to Vibe FM. I just got there. And I wanted to see the manager because I want to do a radio program, you know. So they introduced me to the manager. His name is Michael Cook. And he asked me, have you done radio before? And I lied. I've never done radio. All I did was listen to talk shows. So I lied and I said, oh yeah, I was doing talk shows when I was in New York. And then his face lit up. Oh, wow. Ghanaians, please, I'm not encouraging the youth to go out.
Ebusian for some way and a KSM Edibetudra Ewo Hosa Yejina Semi so nano panis no Yedninia Abanewe and ano pensem no de mo akotni ebi ene se ano dompre edin sembi abetudra wode kwama aban se eye district assembly wo mo common fan wo mo hwe na wo montua enfa mo sa enso ana professor Jina na Upuku Ajiman a oye mampani abedieche enso e de asida kese kwama Ibrahim Mahama se mra wo yare ye no timi bo ne homoden de mo abebre na de ma no ye de dwade ensem enso ebro eye nana ama ejako enso ehya ban se eye mra Rollins etesonre na memu bia wo digu kwan magana gina ne nan so no wo se ndidisi aban no enso etimi de san hihye ne bi egu kwan mu ye de anigede ensem enso eka ho edmo KSM enso ede ensem bi ebetudwa ebusuafo we ni ensem ene afufro pie anope ye bo ano ye de ebesumu se KFM TV News asida kese confirm KFM Musical Center se open instrument papa abo wa sorry ana odwumede bi aseno KFM Musical Center kwana obenya instrument papa ne bo enso from uban kwamantem ha wo mo ewa Accra Zongole no asantemantem so wo mo ewa Adum wo mo ne Sambra Hotel no ana ebo enhwani ma obetimi akoho na wakoto instrument talent microfinance enso sika krabia bakwa aba de amobibia ewo my Ghana anu ti se oya ankwankwa dwumeko asori ana oyo oditoni na opebia ya obetimi esi osika ma oda obeda wasum ebedwo ana se opebusia de ahye adwuma se no talent nkwa ana obenya sa sika ne bi mantam do ensia no emu eduno talent for ashata ho inansia no wo modern hihye egu kwam se wo betimi edru ho de amobibia dada batek hub enso eton phones ene eho akade se ope Infinix iPhone Techno Samsung Yam nini ano dada batek hub ewo bi won kramantem han wo mo ewo kaneshi wo mo netakwa station no ene ben ukọ Accra so a wo mo branch for no eno so ewo hosa bitimi akoho na wakoje phones apapa enyumeko we ana no pay wo mo ebo yichi do my the KFM TV News no ye de ebesumo asida nkoma wa bibia tifia wo hwe yen ewo hosa ibesan other production team ni ase so mo sitimi boy ma no pa news ye de ebremo ano pay edin amije so ene Maame Esi Nkrumah ye da mu ina ase.